Hello, I'm Lisa from the Southwest Environmental Health Sciences Center here at the University of Arizona, and this is Toxicology Jeopardy. So this lesson comes complete with one PowerPoint presentation and a post-presentation activity, which is Jeopardy. We found that this Jeopardy game worked very well virtually this summer because it gave students a competitive edge to their review of the materials that we covered over the course of the week. So we'll jump right into the presentation, which covers some of the components in the Jeopardy game, whereas other components are covered in previous lessons, and there's a couple of trivia questions as well, but we'll get into that when I share my screen. Okay, so here we have our Toxicology Jeopardy presentation. So of course it always starts with the presentation agenda, which just goes over everything that's going to be covered in this presentation. So a brief overview of what environmental health is, the several core concepts of environmental health, any questions that students may have, and then we jump into the post-presentation activity, which in this case is the Jeopardy game. So again, brief overview of what environmental health is. We go through each of these 7 concepts and we give visuals to help foster a deeper understanding of the topics that we're covering. And a couple of interactive components where students can really practice their critical thinking skills. So here they're going to be rating these products based on this guide on the side, highly toxic to not toxic at all. And then we show them what the correct placements would be. So we go through exposure, the routes of exposure, dose response. Again, here are the little animations that kind of give a deeper understanding to what those topics are. Individual susceptibility. We see how it's different from pregnant individuals, sick individuals, elderly, maybe children or infants, or genes, risk and benefits, and we round it out with an environmental justice and community resources section. So this is really to help students understand that all of this, they can be done by them. So they can find ways in their community to not only get the information, but also kind of help out in these regards. And then finish out with any questions and a brief overview of what the activity is. So I'm going to share a different screen now, which is going to be our Jeopardy game. Okay, so here we have our Jeopardy game. And like I said before, the game actually covers a range of different lessons. So of course we have those that were just in the environmental health lesson. So those are going to be in health effects versus real world. But we have other lessons on this page that go over research literacy. So we're going to have a couple of research literacy questions. They're not anything too hard. So even if you don't include those lessons, your students will still probably be able to deduct the answers. And then we have trivia and potpourri, where just questions that we don't necessarily go over, but of course, using their critical thinking skills and kind of working with the rest of the people on their team, they should be able to figure out. So like any Jeopardy game, it gets progressively harder from the 100s to the 500s. So we'll just go through a little example, 100 research literacy. Let me go ahead and click on it. So you're reading a research paper and you really want to know what the outcome was. Where can you find this information? So the 100s have answer choices, so A, B, and C for students to choose from. And then we see the answer is B, results. And then you can click this little house in the corner to get back to the main page when you're in presenter view. And then if we go down here to a 500 question, we can see that there isn't any answer choices. So this is the same across the board for majority of the 500 questions. It's going to have to be something that they're going to have to put in their own words. So of course, progressively harder than the 100 questions. And then again, we have our answer choice here, and this little house in the corner takes you back to the beginning slide. So like I said before, this activity worked really well virtually, and it gave our students a little bit of a competitive edge when they were doing their review for all of the lessons that we did over the course of the summer. It was really interactive. Students had a great time using it, and I hope that it gives your students just as much joy in review as it did ours. So I hope you have a great day.